What's up everybody, welcome back to a brand new video on Lexalexus. Today we've got some score predictions to go on for the Championship week 45. We are this close to the end of the season, which is absolutely mad. On the left hand side of the screen, by the way, are my Premier League predictions. If any of you wants to be involved in my Premier League prediction league, you can also enter your Premier League scores by looking at these scores there, and you can predict whatever and you can get X amount of points going into the prediction league. But on the Championship, if we're moving back onto this, oh my word, have we got some drama here. I mean, we could see 3 teams relegated, which is shocking in itself just from this one game week alone. We could start seeing the top 6 starting to formulate, but we've got so much to play for, and right now you really can't take your eyes off it. We've only got 23 games left of this season. So right now we are really starting to enter the final stretch of the Championship season. If you guys like what you see, please smash that like button. It really does help the growth of this channel. Please do hit the subscribe button if you've not done so. That also really helps me as well. And please share the channel too, because all these things really do make my day. But without any further ado, let's try and go through my score predictions for this weekend's games. Let's start off with a very crucial game for both sides. Blackpool, Millwall. Blackpool can't have anything less than a win. Otherwise, they are really looking doomed. They're 3 points behind Huddersfield, and they'll be keeping a very close eye on Huddersfield's game alongside of what they've got to be playing as well. Millwall, on their hands, they've got to try and catch up to the top 6, but since then, they've really been struggling. They've only had 1 win in their last 5, which was a pretty unconvincing home win over Preston North End. And in the other times, you know, they've not scored a goal in 3 out of their last 5. So they're really struggling, Mill, to find the back of the net. Blackpool have picked up some alright form at the nick of time. 2 wins in their last 3. Maybe a little too late for Blackpool to survive. But I think Blackpool might get 3 points here to really make things interesting for the bottom 3. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Blackpool. I just don't think Millwall are hitting the form that's going to suggest to me that they'll be climbing into the top 6. And you surely think this defeat for Millwall means that they're out of the top 6. But a win here for Blackpool, then their chances of surviving get a whole lot more interesting. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game to predict is Bristol City versus Burnley. So a bit of a pointless game really for both sides now, to be honest. Bristol City establishing in a mid-table position in the table. Picked up a great win over the weekend against Rotherham, of course. Burnley managed to make themselves champions by playing out a victory against their local rivals Blackburn Rovers. You'd think maybe they threw a couple of games to get the bragging rights against their local club. Maybe, you never know. But if Burnley do want to try and get up to 100 points, they can still do it. I mean, they're only 5 points to it, so they'll need to win their last 2 games to get to that 100-point mark, but it's definitely not an impossibility. And I think against this Bristol City side, and don't have a lot to play for, it's going to be very interesting to see what sort of game we'll see for them. As a prediction, I think Burnley made down tools. I think Bristol City could as well, to be honest. So I'm thinking 0-0, but actually I'm going to change my mind last minute, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, actually. I think we'll get a draw, but this will mean that Burnley do not get 100 points. Let me know what you think about prediction in the comments down below. Next game today is Coventry Birmingham. So huge game for Coventry this. Right now, they are in the top 6 and are leading the charge of chasing teams trying to get into that 5th and 6th place on 66 points. So right now, they have got a tiny edge over the rest, but if they win this game and get on 69 points, that will really give them a commanding position, Coventry, to get into the top 6. And to get into the top 6 within 3 seasons of getting promoted from League One is astounding. But there's a Birmingham side where, likewise with Bristol City, don't really have much to play for now. They are 17th place. They could raise a couple of places if they win their last 2 games, Birmingham. But as a prediction here, I think with the separate stakes and what Coventry have to play for, I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Coventry. I think it will be an interesting encounter. I think Birmingham will not make it easy with them being a local team to them, but I'm going to go for a Coventry win. I think they've got that wow factor at home. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game today is Hull versus Swansea. Hull don't really have a lot to play for right now, but Hull have picked up some decent results quite recently. But Swansea are the in-form championship team with 4 wins in a row. I think it's impossible now for Swansea to get into the top 6. It's not mathematically impossible. They can get a maximum of 68 points if they win their last 2 games. But I do think they're going to have to rely on a lot of teams not winning. I just think it's too many scenarios that need to go to Swansea's way. But they could definitely get really, really darn close if they do win their last 2 games. As a prediction here, I think Swansea will actually cover up with their form. I think they'll continue it on. And whilst Hull have looked alright, I think Swansea are scoring more frequently and are playing some really, really nice stuff at the moment. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to Swansea with the intention that they will be sniffing out a small hint of trying to get into the top 6. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game today is Reading Wigan. This is the big relegation 6-pointer, a 9-pointer I would even call it, within this weekend. It is 22nd place Reading going up against 24th place Wigan. So right now the 2 clubs are separated by 4 points. Reading are only within 1 point of getting out of the bottom 3, with Huddersfield just above them, and Rotherham losing to Cardiff. Reading can manage to, only be within goal difference, trying to overtake this Rotherham side if they lose against Middlesbrough this weekend. Huge game for Reading, but Wigan win this, then it gets them a chance. Anything less than that, then it's practically confirmed that they will be relegated. The maximum they can probably, even if they draw, it will be 44 points, and they won't be overtaking Huddersfield for a start. I don't think they'll lose both of their final games, and their goal difference is a lot worse as well. So ultimately, Wigan, it's a must win, and they can't have anything less. Reading might particularly take a draw and might take their chance on the final day, but right now I would feel that both these teams need to win. It could mean that both teams are nervy. It could mean that defenses are a little bit more open. So I'm really intrigued with this encounter. But as a prediction, gosh, it's so tricky. But I'm going for a 1-1 draw, an unhelpful result for both of them. And that result could potentially relegate them both going into the final game. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game today is Sheffield United going up against Preston. So the big news within the midweek games this week was not only Burnley becoming mathematically champions of the championship, but Sheffield United joining Burnley in pursuit of getting promoted to the Premier League. They did it in style by beating playoff chasing West Brom as well, and weathered the storm a little bit, because West Brom started quite well in that game, but the quality eventually shone through. They were very patient, Sheffield United, and fair play to them. They've been a breath of fresh air, and I will be very interested to see how they get on within the Premier League now they've got that return under their belts. Preston have got some big stakes here. They still have a chance for top 6. I do think, however, for Preston, for the fact that they lost back-to-back games and are winless in their last 3, I do think it's going to be very difficult for them now. But it's mathematically not impossible. They're only 2 points off the top 6. They have got a tough game against Sunderland as the final day of the season, which could be a playoff 6-pointer if both these teams are within touching distance of overtaking each other here. As a prediction, I'm actually going to still go for Sheffield United win, but I don't think it's going to be full of goals, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory here. I see this game just being quite cagey, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to Sheffield United. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game today is Stoke vs QPR. So Stoke in that mid-table position. For me, they don't really have a lot to play for. QPR, with that incredible win over Burnley, QPR can have the bragging rights, and I think they can safely say that they will be the only home team to beat Burnley this season, and fair play to them. It puts them on 47 points and gives them a real advantage now of surviving. They would have to be desperately unlucky to go down. Wigan and Blackpool can't overtake them. It's only Reading who can overtake them, but Reading are going to be flawless, and QPR would have to not pick up any points. I think 1 point for QPR would be even more than enough, but I think they've already got a really big advantage here. As a prediction, I would hope for maybe with the stakes that we'll see a QPR side going for it, but for some strange reason, I have a feeling this will be one of the odd performances we'll see from Stoke where everything clicks. And as a prediction, I'm going to go for 2-0. I'm still not backing QPR's defence to get something here, so I'm going to go 2-0 Stoke. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game today is Sunderland Watford. So I'd have looked at this at a really crucial top 6 game within a couple of weeks ago, but Watford have fallen off a cliff with their form big time. So Watford have only picked up 1 win in their last 5 and have lost back-to-back games recently, including a 3-1 home defeat against near the bottom of the table Cardiff City. It's just not good enough. Sunderland, on the other hand, they've got plenty to be celebrating about because they are currently occupying that last playoff place only on goal difference. They've got the same amount of points as Millwall and Blackburn, so their goal difference is giving them a big advantage. And the reason why the goal difference is so good is the amount of goals. They've scored 63 goals this season, which is 12 more than Millwall and a whopping 17 more than Blackburn. So goals is really ultimately the driving force of this Sunderland team, and I think that will continue against a depleted Watford team full of individuals. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Sunderland here, for the fact that Watford aren't playing as a team. They look a team of individuals and really need some pre-season or something like that to really start to gel again. I just think they've completely written the season off now, and I think it will be an advantage for Sunderland here to capitalise on this. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Sunderland. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game to predict is West Brom Norwich. So I still see this as a top 6 pointer. I think Norwich, mathematically, it's going to be very difficult for them now, but I know it's not impossible. They can still get 68 points, so they're very much still within it. But West Brom here, could this be a game too far for Norwich to try and chase, and go back up there? West Brom have lost back-to-back games, but if they play anything like they did against Sheffield United, I think they will be okay here, because I actually think they played quite well, but just didn't get enough out of it and just didn't take their chances when they had them. And they look really dangerous from set pieces. That's something that definitely Norwich are going to have to be aware of here. As a prediction, based on the recent performances, I have a bit more confidence in West Brom, so I'm going to narrowly edge them by 2-1. Ultimately, both teams I'm still not 100% sure with, but I think West Brom will give me that slight edge of more being, having more confidence and just having more creative players on the pitch. So I'm going to go 2-1 West Brom. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next game to predict is Cardiff Huddersfield. This is still a crucial relegation top 6 pointer, but in my opinion, with Cardiff now beating Rotherham, I think Cardiff are safe. I really think so. I think 49 points is even more than what you need to survive now, and this maybe could be a good opportunity for Huddersfield to really pepper Cardiff here. And I would imagine Cardiff may take their foot off the gas potentially, but maybe Lamucci is drilling this ruthless mentality and will give Huddersfield a tough game. But this is crucial for Huddersfield. They've got more games left to play out of all the teams in that position, but they have to play Sheffield United, which could go either way with them already getting automatically promoted. But right now, Huddersfield need to take this chance here. It's a very big game this for Huddersfield there for their championship survival. But as a prediction, I'm actually going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to give them a 1-0 away victory. Surprising maybe for the fact that Cardiff have managed to beaten Rotherham just now, but I just think Rotherham, with much more to play for now, I think they may edge it. I'm going to go 1-0 Huddersfield. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Speaking of Rotherham, they are the next team that I'm going to predict. They play against Middlesbrough. So this is their last home game of the season, and it's a very crucial one for this Rotherham team. Middlesbrough, gotta be honest, I don't think they have a lot to play for right now. I think they're really going to have to rely on an almighty slip-up from Luton Town if they want to try and get up to 3rd place. I saw them live, of course. That was my stream this week, Luton versus Middlesbrough. And what I saw with it is they looked all right, actually, within the first half, but in terms of actually hitting the target, they were very, very wasteful with their chances. And definitely in that second half, they were dominated. Luton were really, really good, to be fair, in that second half. This game could be a perfect way for Middlesbrough to try and gain some momentum into the top 6. If I was a player in that position, I'd still be wanting to try and get that momentum now into the top 6, even though right now they don't really have a lot to play for. They definitely can't finish lower than 4th. It's just a question whether they can get 3rd place back if Luton start dropping points. And for me, I don't really see that happening here. As a prediction, Rotherham got obviously a big part to play for here, because they're not safe at the moment. And especially if I predicted Huddersfield to win and Rotherham don't win, Huddersfield will overtake them. Reading, if they beat Wigan, they will be closing the gap there as well. It's really, really close. I think one advantage Rotherham have in this battle, though, is their goal difference. With an only minus 12 goal difference, doesn't sound great, but to be honest, it's so much better than every other bottom 5 team's goal difference. And that could resemble like an extra point in itself. So I do think Rotherham have got statistically the right things to survive, but it's going to have to take an almighty collapse and a major miracle from the 4-5 teams below them if Rotherham are going to drop down into the bottom 3 and get relegated here. As a prediction, I'm going to go for this is tough. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Middlesbrough. I think it's going to be tight, but I think Middlesbrough, with their quality, if they can get one of their chances to slot in, I think they can run riot. I'm going to go 2-1 to Middlesbrough. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Final game to predict is Blackburn versus Luton. So Luton almost securing 3rd place. Obviously, they've got the news that they cannot be automatically promoted now that Sheffield United have taken that 2nd place away from Luton Town. The best that Luton can do is to keep winning games to get 3rd place, to get the 6th place team. And it could very well be that the 6th place team might be Blackburn, and they probably could be Blackburn if Blackburn get a win here. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Blackburn respond. Obviously, they lost out to Burnley from a completely brilliant wonder strike by Manuel Benson to get the winner for Burnley within that game. And Blackburn have been in so many tight games, but they've just not been able to capitalise on it. Their strength was their clinicalness, but they've not really shown that, unfortunately, especially in their recent games, and it's cost them. Right now, win that game against Luton, this could be a really, really big moment here. I do think they've got the 2 toughest games, Blackburn, to just try and get into the top 6, and I think it's going to be really, really, really difficult for them. I think right now they've just left too many points slip. 2 equalisers very, very recently where they were leading for most of the game. These small margins really do come to haunt you. As a prediction, I think Luton are running riot against many teams right now. I think they can even give Burnley a really big game right now. I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to Luton Town. But I am very aware that Blackburn could also be capable of getting something as well. I'm going to go for a away victory though. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So guys, that is my set of predictions now complete within the Championship. Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. Also guys, make sure you get your predictions sorted as well, as we're slowly but surely entering the climax of the Prediction League. There will be an update of the Prediction League before the final game week. I've got a bank holiday weekend, so we've got a longer weekend. I've got plenty of time to try and catch up here. If you guys enjoyed the video today, please smash the like button. It really, really does help the growth of this channel. Please hit that subscribe button too. Liking and subscribing really, really does help. It really boosts my morale, honestly, to continue doing this. And please share this channel too. All these things really, really do make my day, and you guys are legends. Right, that'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary for Sunday in this video, and as always, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.